At over 34%, Tower Hamlets has the largest percentage Bangladeshi population in England and Wales, and at nearly 40%, the largest population of Muslims in an area in England and Wales. And you can see here, underneath the Palestinian flag, showing support to the cause of the Palestinians, that the street names are repeated in Bengali as well, which tells you how much of a Bangladeshi area this is. I made a video a month ago in Croydon, and a lot of people, because there's a lot of knife crime in Croydon and things like that,
are really rough area.
a lot of people said Croydon's not that rough. I thought it was quite rough. And then they said, you want to check out Tower Hamlets because there's a lot of crime there and it's rough.
I think it depends who you are, for example. So you guys might not experience something I might. Maybe the way I look or the way I come across is like you'd attract different sort of people, if that makes sense. Like I could walk through somewhere and people my age might think, but with you guys, maybe because like it could be anything, dress, the fact you're not round here, they might not treat you like that the same way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because even though I live here, I don't get treated with complete respect. Does that make sense? To be honest with you guys, I felt like an outcast most of my life around here as well. I don't want to get into the race side of things, but I feel like a minority around here. I feel like my rights have never been put first as a British citizen. That's just how I feel. I've always been second best living around here.
Yeah.
And that's just...
It's a constant struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the area, to my understanding, has got like nearly a 40% Muslim population.
Yeah.
Is that about accurate, what I've read?
Yeah, it's... To be honest with you, I would probably say higher, but it isn't genuinely a bad thing. People like us feel outcasted a lot of the time because we don't have the same traditions as them, I've met many Muslim people that are lovely, but I also feel like their way of life is a little bit different to our way of life, if that makes sense.
Of course, yeah.
Their beliefs, and I guess it kind of clashes with ours. And
do you think there's some friction in the society
a lot
between the
friction.
communities sometimes?
Yeah, like I watch someone from Manchester that does a similar sort of thing. I'm guessing you guys are all
Charlie Veitch?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm not as full on as Charlie Veitch, but we all know who he is, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the reason I decided to stop to speak to you.
Yeah.
Because that's someone I'd go home and watch over night time. And
it's just real life, real people. So many people make content that is sugar-coated.
Yeah.
You know, there's no narrative to what I do.
Yeah.
I just walk up to people on the street. This is real Britain in 2024. Yeah. If I see somebody just knocking around, obviously this precinct is shut today because it's a bank holiday. I'll come and talk to you. You know what I mean? Yeah. People told me that this was a really rough, dangerous borough of London. Do you think that's an accurate thing?
To be honest with you, I would say yes, but we can all make personal decisions that affect that, if that makes sense. So there's things that we could all do to stop that, if that makes sense. As I said, I feel like I might have more trouble than you guys because I've grew up around here, my face is a bit more known, and as I said, I feel like the way I dress and whatnot brings a sort of, the way you come across, even tattoos and things like that, some people don't agree with that sort of stuff, but I think it is more based on who you are, to be honest with you. Like, I could have someone my age that I grew up with, as I do have mates around here, and they haven't gone through half the stuff that I've basically gone through around here, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So you've had a bit of like a rough journey to this point?
I'm not going to get into things.
But don't expect you to, but...
Things have been rough. And yeah, I'd admit more so because I feel like I am a minority, so it is a bit more of a struggle than if I grew up in another borough. I feel like you could mix, I could fit in more, and I don't really want to get into it, but as you guys probably know, I'd find it harder to find accommodation to someone maybe that has just brought a child into the world, or I think the way
that's a fair point, mate. Yeah.
The way people base what do you call it? You see how housing it has they do it based on who's more in need, I guess you could say. I think the way the country does that is slightly unfair as well. Slightly. I don't like bringing country or race into it. I do feel me being a British citizen, I've always been put second. Look
how friendly the locals are here in Tower Hamlets. This young lady has offered her umbrella because Danny is looking a little bit moist under there.
I've got a hood, but I can't be bothered with it.
Only some of us.